Hi friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I am Shannon and this is One Spark of Magic, and we are counting down to Halloween Horror Nights. We are less than 2 weeks away from opening night, and I am so excited to bring you along today because we're going to check out all of the construction that's already taken place. We'll see all the scare zones. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So let's get going because there's so much to see. All right, so they've gotten the archways up, and this is going to be where the welcoming scene is going to be. You're going to walk through here and it's going to lead you right into the first scare zone, which is going to be Origins of Horror. All right, they've got these little stages set up too, so there will be scare actors on here. They did say that they're going to have actors out here doing different things with saws and actually creating different structures and statues out of concrete. So I think this is what's going to be happening here. Either that or one of the welcomers is going to be there for the show. All right, as a reminder, Origins of Horror is going to be the conservatory style scare zone that's here. So this conservatory is going to be the theme of the whole event. And you'll see during the day, Universal does cover up anything that might be too gory or not family friendly. They put these little sheets over it so they can easily take it off for the event. But then that way all of the people during the day don't have to endure all of that if they don't want to see it. One of my favorite parts of this scare zone is going to be the stained glass that's throughout. Now the stained glass and the vines that are here are going to be throughout the entire park. That's going to be the continuation of the theming for all the events. It'll be in the houses as well as the food booths and of course the scare zones. And because they said there was going to be statues of all the houses that are going to be here, this one everyone is claiming is going to be Art the Clown based on the structure here at the top, saying that looks like his hat. And seeing it in person, yeah, I think this might be that. All right, now we're going to make our way down to the New York section. Now this is where we're going to have the 20s scare zone that is going to show the BuzzCon truck being tipped over and all the ooze coming out and everybody basically turning into mutants. So we're going to go check that out. There's so much over there from what I've seen. But before we do, there's actually a food booth on the way over, so we're going to check that out too. All right, this one is definitely going to be themed to the conservatory. You can see all the stained glass and the vines going throughout the entire food booth. They have not issued any of the food booth menus yet, but I'm hoping they have them out by next week so we can have an updated video on that, because that is my favorite part of HHN. All right, so over here we can see how the BuzzCon toxic waste got all over New York City here. You can see this is the crash that happened, and the ooze is going to be coming out of that barrel right there, and this is how everybody gets infected. All right, we can see over here from the accident that one of the barrels ended up over here on this florist shop. And you can see all this ooze that is right here, and at night I guarantee you this is going to be neon and lit up with black light, and you'll be able to see it all the way down to the ground here. I'm very intrigued to see what is going to be inside of here though. There'll probably be an actor in here, and I'm interested to see if we have some type of alien style flowers as well. Oh, there's ooze up here too. Now, one of the things that's rumored to be happening is that they're going to have projections on the building over here. They've already taken off the sign, so that's why everyone's thinking that it's going to be looking like there's going to be ooze coming down from the building and the building's taken over by that. So that will be really interesting to see at night. All right, over here you can definitely tell there's the door here for scare actors to come out of. All right, they also have a newspaper stand that is out here. This is going to be from, obviously, the date of the accident. However, they already have the newspapers out telling you what happened. So we have the BizCon spill over here, Toxic City. You can see one of the barrels has hit this newsstand here, and there is goo all over. So this also gives the exact date and time of this scare zone. It's going to be October of 1928. You can see the different magazines up there. And obviously, this is where some scare actors are going to be. Now, with this being the 1920s in New York, there is definitely going to be a mob story that goes along with this. If you didn't notice in the crash scene, that was a robbery that was stopped by the crash because there is a bunch of bags of money in the back, and that was done by these gangsters. So you're going to see a lot of gangsters out, flapper girls, as well as mutants. This newspaper here actually tells you what was in the BuzzCon barrels. It was rat poison, or what was supposed to be rat poison, that has been mutating everybody in the city. All right, if you come down the alleyway here, they have added some new stuff. I was just here yesterday and this was not up. So they have the goo on the walls here as you're coming down the alleyway. And this over here yesterday was just a tent. So, of course, this is during the Prohibition era. So you see here it says drink leads to immoral conduct. Over here you can see it says do right, vote dry. Of course, you have these barrels here. Really interested to see what is going to be right here, because I can see a little bit poking out and it almost looks like, I don't know, fingers maybe? Maybe it's plants, I don't know. One of them. Now, there's really not much I can show you here, but I can tell you the Palace has been officially announced as the new area for the tribute store. So not only in here, but over in Sahara Traders, where the Mummy exit is, that store will also be part of the tribute store. So I was able to go in there yesterday and see a little bit of what they have, but there wasn't much. So most of it's going to be out after Halloween Horror Nights starts. But again, this is closed, and I'm hoping before Halloween Horror Nights opens, they'll do a pass holder preview of this so I can show you the inside. Now, it has been let out that this is going to be a museum of antiquities. Is going to be the theme of this year's tribute store. There is going to be a cursed amulet or cursed something that's going to be involved with this. So I'll find out the whole back lore of that and present that to you when we go through that. But this is where it's going to be, right here in the New York section at the Palace. All right, staying in the New York section, we're going to check out the two food booths they already have up over here. Now, these are two of my favorite IPs that they have here. They have the Vault 33 from Fallout, and they also have Firefly Funhouse. All right, headed over this direction, we're gonna head into Battery Park here, because this right here is where you're gonna find the HHN bar. So they already have this all set up. Looks like they have the vines going through in here as well. You can see they have all the wash stations up. Over here is where they're going to have all of the kiosks where you order your drinks. So they've got all this. And then back here, they did this last year as well. Back here you can see there is different TVs that are set up, as well as different stages. So these stages here, this is where you'll find some of the characters. So last year, I believe they had Megan over here, plus a couple of others. So you can come up and take pictures with them and interact with them, but it's just a walkthrough, not a waiting in line. So there'll be different ones throughout the night that'll be here, and they'll have different things on the TVs here. Last year they were advertising Wolfman because that was coming out. So you'll see other advertisements for that, for movies coming out, or different scenes from movies of the characters that are going to be on the stage here. All right, over here at Mel's Drive-In, or what will be Mel's Dine-In, we can see they have set up a stage over here, so let's go check that out. All right, so this is where Marilyn and the Diamond Bellas are performing, but I have a feeling that this is going to be used for HHN because this was not out before. It is something that they have brought out in past times, but it was not out in the last couple of days. So I have a feeling this might be for HHN as well. Again, this is going to be one of the street experiences that they're going to have here. So this is going to be Mel's Dine-In Zombies, and so we're going to have people on roller skates going around. Now, I was here at the annual pass holders night last night, and they did have rollerbladers out, and I just had a feeling that they were testing out them interacting. They just weren't dressed up as zombies, but they were in the 50s getup and everything, interacting with the different pass holders that were out. So I have a feeling that's exactly what's kind of going to be happening. They'll just be zombies on roller skates with spoiled milkshakes instead of good ones. All right, we've made our way backtracked over to the Beverly Hills area because I wanted to show you the construction that they have over here for the Masquerade Ball. So again, this is going to be the Vampire Masquerade Ball that we're going to have here. So you're going to see, again, the conservatory theme going through this area. You're going to see stained glass, you're going to see the vines, and it's going to have that older feel to it, very gothic, and looks pretty cool. So let's go check it out. All right, so you're gonna step through here. You can see there's gates on each of these sides. See the concrete structures as well as the vines going through, very, very detailed. All right, so two things here. One of the things I love about the detail, this right here is all designed and painted, and that is actually a speaker there. They made it look like it's stained glass of some sort. And then also right there is what we call the trigger buttons for the scare actors. That's when special effects will come off, make noises, smokes, lights, different things like that. All right, so now we're gonna head straight on and we're gonna continue our tour of the scare zones here, and we're gonna be coming up on the Lady of Crooked Lane. Now this one is the most decked out, looks the most put together of all the scare zones so far, and this thing is massive and huge. Just wait till you see it. All right, before we get to the scare zone here, I did see that they have added on some details here to the bar next to Cafe La Bamba. So over here, you can be able to get some food and drink usually as well. Looks like they've added on the gates here, as well as the vines going all the way across. They've also taken out all of the chairs and seating in this area. So I'm not sure if something else is gonna be coming in here or if they just moved it out of the way as they're getting things ready. So you're gonna pass through the gates of Crooked Lane, and it's gonna lead you down to the house of the lady on Crooked Lane. And there's a whole storybook that they have that tells the story of this whole area. So we're gonna check out these storybook pages. Deep in a forest on Halloween night, the trick-or-treaters follow moonlight. The naughty children that dare to explore the old Crooked Lane along the forest floor. Cat eyes and pumpkins line the dim trail to the cat lady's house, so withered and frail. The cat lady of Crooked Lane stands on her stoop, stirring her cauldron of special soup. She's not a witch, the children all say, as she pets her cats of orange, black, and gray. She lifts up her ladle and offers a taste. They drink it all down, not a drop goes to waste. The potion sets in, turning hands into claws, and long feral teeth protrude from their jaws. The children all scream as they become beasts, and now hunt their friends to add to the feast. The moral of the story, and it should be plain, never trust the cat lady of Old Crooked Lane. One of the details that you'll find throughout this entire scare zone is this yarn that is everywhere. And obviously there's tons of it, and it's very, very big because these are going to be some human-sized cats. You're also going to find a bunch of toys and costumes of all the children that have gone down Crooked Lane. So what I've been told is all these pumpkins light up at night, and you can see even the up there, you can see the cords. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna look really cool at night.
Absolutely. If I can bring you with me, I will.
Another small detail that you'll notice throughout this entire scare zone is the milk. And there are tons of glasses of milk here and bottles of milk. And I just would hate to know how curdled that's gonna be after a summer afternoon here in Florida. All right, one of the things I keep seeing everybody point out is down here, this giant gunk of just disgustingness. Apparently it's supposed to be the equivalent of a human-sized cat hairball. That's gross. That's very gross. All right, so this one does have another section that you can walk through that's going to be even scarier. I'm walking through it right now, and you can see there are different little holes for the cat mutated children to jump out at you, and it's a very tight space, so there's going to not be a lot of places for you to run from as the scare actors are coming out. All right, so now we have made it to the front or the back of the scare zone, and that is going to be the actual house of the old lady. And it is set up inside to have tons of scare actors in there, as well as be able to have some type of show or presentation out on the deck. They even have a cauldron up there as well, that in the actual artwork that they did promoting this scare zone, it did show that there was green fog and potion coming out of that. So I'm assuming that's what's going to be there, because also on the storybooks, if you saw, it was a green substance that she was feeding these children. So I think all that's tied together, and we're just gonna kind of check out this house. Another giant hairball. All right, if you come right behind the lady at Old Crooked Lane's house, you're gonna find another area where it's gonna be a food booth, plus it's gonna be a bar area. So they have this set up right now. They have the different areas where you can order, as well as having the vines and all of the intricate little details that they have on all of the food booths this year. And got another food truck over here. This looks like it's going to be themed probably to the doll's house is what I'm going to assume. Doesn't really say exactly, but this is kind of giving me toys, crayons, little kid paintings. All right, and we have made it to our last section here of the night, and that is going to be Club Horror. So this is going to be the brand new experience here outside of Fast and Furious in the San Francisco area. And there's not much here, but we see the trusses behind me, as well as this food truck that has some beer taps on it as well. So this is something new, and we don't really quite know what's happening. They haven't released any information on this, but this is the last thing we have to see today. So join in us next week, because we're going to still be counting down. We're only 2 weeks away from Halloween Horror Nights opening night, and I'm going to be giving you all the deets, so make sure you check back again. But until next time, I'm Shannon with One Spark of Magic, and I'm wishing you the spookiest of days. All right, toodaloo.